Assalamu alaikum. So today we are going to talk about again a topic on family relations and child development. Whenever I say family relations, I want to every time put great stress on how the family relation should be for the good development of the child. It's very important that we take care of our relations and keep in mind that every single moment a child is looking at us while we are dealing with the other member in the family. The whole purpose for having good relations is that indirectly or directly we are a role model for our kids. So there is in surah number 89 ayat number 24, there is a translation I'm reading, and then I'm going to give you the topic that I want to talk about on family relations this time. So in this translation it says, he will say, oh, I wish I had sent ahead some good for my life. So this is when Allah says in Quran that we are going to wish in on the last day of judgment, when our deeds will be put in front of us, we are going to wish that we could go back and send something good that we have done, like good deeds that we have done in our life. Let's talk about good deeds in family relations then. So what can you think of when you think of yourself as a mother? What good deeds can you do? Raising the child. That's the biggest thing that you're doing as a mother or as a father. So what good deed can you do? You can make them the best Muslims. That's the biggest role that you have, and that is the biggest good deed that you will be doing. So the biggest aim in your mind should be making them good Muslims. And also they are your future. So you have to understand that how important it is to work on them now. If you're alive, to work on them now, so that you don't feel sorry when you're leaving this world that you didn't teach your child something that you should have in your life. So I'm going to tell you how your child's mind is different than yours. A child's mind till the age of 6 is like a sponge. It's like a sponge, and it absorbs everything that you give in the environment. So whatever you are showing or whatever you're doing in his environment, that becomes a part of his mind. This mind is called absorbent mind. That is a special mind. And the adult's mind in comparison is like a vase. So if you put water, if you fill the vase with water, it will stay in it but will not be a part of it. So let's say, for example, when you as an adult are you're learning for something, let's say driving test, you're learning something, the knowledge will stay with you for some time. Of course, if you practically practice, then it's going to fix in your mind, but the knowledge that you are learning will stay for a little bit time till you are done your test. After the test, maybe after a month or 2 months, you will not be able to recall what you learned. That's the mind of an adult. That's like the water is poured in a vase, and when you want to empty it, the whole thing goes out after some times. But in the child's mind, in comparison, is an absorbent mind, and is very different. It's a sponge. It takes in everything in totality, completely. If you put water in a bowl, whether it's dirty or clean, and you put a sponge in it, it's going to take that water. Same is with a child. If you're giving the environment that is good, healthy, and especially about the religion, if you're giving Islam in this time period, that is the from 0 to 6 years, then you are actually serving his absorbent mind. He's going to take it completely. Now, when you know this beautiful time, just imagine what great work can you do with that mind? So dealing with the relationships around you will become a part of his personality. How you take care of your parents, how you take care of your relations around you, how you deal with your sister, how do you deal with your brother, how do you deal with your husband, and if you're a husband, then how do you deal with your wife? Everything the child is absorbing and will become a part of his personality. A young boy who's 4, 5, 6 year old, if sees his father taking care of his mother, will become a good father. If a girl who's 5 years, 6 years old and sees the mother taking care of the husband or the other family members, will become like that mother, because she's registering every single move, every single act of father or mother, and it's being registered in their mind. That is the absorbent mind. So think about doing good deeds here in the world, in your life. And the biggest good deed that you can do for your child is letting him see a good example in you. Be kind to others, he will be kind. Whatever you want your child to be, however you want your child to behave, you can actually do that when the child is in between 0 to 6 years. By 6 years, the personality is developed. There can be refinement later on, but the best you are doing is in this age. But then later on, of course, there is always room for improvement. It's not like you have missed the last bus. No, you can still do a lot in the other ages, but the importance of 0 to 6 years is the most, you know. And in times to come, 6 years onwards, because mind is still developing, it goes on and on, the development is still there, but it's a different mind. We have to keep in mind. The development will still take place, the mind will still develop, and it keeps on developing till the mid of 20s. So, work can still be done. But the most work that the child really absorbs and makes a part of his mind is 0 to 6 years. So I did an experiment in my classroom, letting the children feel that they have to be thankful to Allah. So I did an experiment with them, and I gave them some papers, some pages to draw what they wanted Allah to gift them. So they drew many pictures. Some of them, they drew a trampoline, a laptop, or a dollhouse, or, there were many things that they drew. And I asked them, why do you want it from Allah? So they said that, of course, some of them drew a couple of pictures which they wanted for themselves, but there were special children who not only drew for themselves but also drew for others. So there was a girl who drew same thing for herself, like an aeroplane for herself, for her mother, for her sister, and for her father. Just imagine how caring she is at this age when she is just 4 years old, and she drew her wish that she wanted from Allah for each of the family member. So she is definitely learning something from the mother, from the family. She's taking in that love, and she wants to give that love back by wishing for herself and wishing the same for the others. This is one of the sunnah. So you want the same thing that you want for yourself, you're giving the same thing to the others. So she wished the same thing. How happy Allah would be to see her wish, to hear her wish, because she drew that on the paper. Whatever she drew was her wish from Allah. And Allah will be so happy because He knows what's in your heart. And that girl who's just 4 years old drew that. There was another child, and when I saw his drawing, I kind of, got shaken up. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that from a 5.5-year-old child. He drew water. And when I asked him, why did you draw water? He told me there is drought in the world. There is, you know, there is not enough water for everyone. So I want Allah to give me water so I can distribute it to the places where there is drought, where there is shortage of water. Just imagine how beautiful mind he has, how beautiful heart he has. At the age of 5.5 years old, he's thinking for the ummah. He's thinking of the world around him. He's thinking of the shortage and he's wishing for that. Not even adults sometimes think like that, but this young boy is thinking like that. He also drew other Lego stuff, but the biggest wish that I could see in that paper, that was his first wish, was the water. So just imagine what the parents are doing behind that child. We have to raise children like these. But you create an environment. It's not that every time you're going to see these results, but always have a good hope. People who are making efforts, people who are reading Quran every day, and making it a part of it, like like a sitting with the family and reading Quran with each one of the family member, and making a part of the Quran a part of their life, can do these miracles. And then children would definitely turn up to be like these, the ones who have good, kind heart, or a mind like that could think for everyone around them. That's how important relationships are. So the good deed that you can take with you after your death, and if you want to face Allah on the day of judgment, and the good deeds that you want to take with you is take care of the people around you. How can you be forgetting the mistakes of others who are around you? How can you forgive the people those are around you? How you can move on by taking care of the relations that you have with the people around you? How can you do that? By having the love of Allah in your heart, by following Sunnah. If you have the love of Allah, that's the biggest thing. Then you will always have a heart to forgive others, because then nobody is more important. If son makes mistake, you're going to forgive easily, because your son is a human, can make mistake. If your husband makes mistake, he's a human, he can make mistake. Same, the husband has to think for the wife. Your wife can make mistake. So nobody is perfect. And when you will think that the only perfect is Allah, then you'll always be able to forgive the ones whom you love, because you cannot expect them to be perfect. So I'm going to end this lecture today and hope I have transferred a small little message that you can take with you. And I want it to be a Sadaqah Jariyah, of course. And it's a good deed that I'm doing, and especially in the most important time of the year, this is the month of Zilhajjah, and the first 10 days are very, very important. Whatever you are doing is being recorded and will be multiplied into many times and will come back to you, and will be taken in the hereafter as well. So keep doing good deeds in your family, and be kind and loving to each one around you, and take care of the people around you in the family, and especially keeping in mind that you are teaching all this, you are transferring all these movements or actions to your child who's watching you always. Take care of yourself. Remember me in your prayers, and I will remember you all. Thank you so much.